What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, May 7th. Hope everyone's having a beautiful morning. It is 9 o'clock a.m. Beautiful day here in New York. Finally. It's been going back and forth with last weekend. We had 2 great sunny days, and then rest of the week was rain and cold. So today's a good day for it to be sunny out. It worked out perfectly for us. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, still kicking off with COVID-19. Looks like we are gearing up for possible reopenings, and at least in some states. See how things are going with that. Yeah. That's pretty much all I'm going to talk about with COVID, though. That's as far as that's going to go. Just kind of sick and tired of talking about that bullshit. Anyways, yeah, good old COVID. All right. Anyways, another thing I want to talk about is freaking mountain biking, man. So I've been listening a lot to shout outs to the Below the Belt podcast, Brennan Schaub. A huge fan. Pretty much, this guy had inspired me to bike ride and stuff. So I've been doing a little bit of bike riding. I'm trying to actually get a mountain bike to see if I could go bike up some trails, some hills and stuff around the New York area, at least. I don't know why. It's been ever since listening to him, and I just been looking into it. And I was just more and more obsessed with biking. Not a single clue why. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start bike riding. So I'm looking into getting a mountain bike hopefully soon, and then the next step would be to find hiking trails to bike ride up, besides obviously the obvious ones here in my area in New York, and obviously trying to bike something besides the little stupid rail trails. So I'm looking into doing that hopefully soon. Like I said, I've been doing a little bike riding here, renting out bikes and stuff, but trying to purchase my own bike, mountain bike specifically. If you guys know of any cool areas to bike trail or anything like that, please let me know. That way I can look it up and check it out and go bike riding. I'll definitely appreciate it a lot. So hopefully you guys will be able to help me out with that. We have a lot of news in the boxing MMA world. Okay, this is fight week, May 9th, everyone. 2 more days. UFC 249 in Florida. Who is excited? Who's pumped? Who's ready to watch some fights? Man, I am stoked. I am so excited. I cannot wait. I've been fiending to watch fights, man. I've been fiending to watch fights. You guys have no idea how bad I've missed combat sports. OMG. I'm super excited. It's going to be a stacked fight card. For those of you who are have nothing to do Saturday night, pay-per-view, tune in, UFC 249. I promise you, 100%, 110% promise you, you will not regret it at all. You will not regret it at all. UFC 249. All right, guys, check it out. Watch it. It's going to be great, okay? It's going to be a great show. Check it out. Like I said, stacked fight card. You're not going to be disappointed. Fight week, baby. It is fight week. Let's go. I'm super excited. Again, I cannot wait until Saturday. Oh, cannot wait. I'm super stoked out. But yeah, so we got some other stuff to talk about. I'm going to be mixing back and forth with boxing and MMA. There's a couple things that I kind of wanted to go over. First, we have Luke Rockhold. Good old Lukey Luke, okay? I was never really a big fan of this guy. Just kind of a cocky edge to him. I thought he seemed like he was better than what he really was. Yes, he was a champion at one point, but that was quickly derailed. Michael Bisping coming in clutch with that one. Yeah, Luke Rockhold, apparently, he just had a lot of injuries. He was very injury prone, a lot of things that he was going through and stuff like that with knee issues. But he said that he's getting healthier and that he might be getting an itch to come back into the UFC. So we'll see how that goes. My personal analysis on that is, I don't know, man. Stay out. Stay out of the divisions. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be a family guy, you know. There's no need for you to get back in the octagon unless like you really really have to. But I mean, your jaw's pretty much a glass piece right now, so it's just one of those things where it's like just stop, you know, quit while you're ahead type of deal, you know. But yeah, so I'm thinking that maybe if the fight's right, sure, come back. Otherwise, stay out. But again, that's just my opinion on it. Knocked out way too many times. I just getting injury prone. I don't know. I just think that he should just keep doing what he's doing and stay out of the octagon. But hey, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, there has been For those of you who don't know, there was a fighter by the name of Demetrius Johnson. He was a flyweight champion in the UFC. He had left to go to a different promotion. He came out saying that a dream fight would be against Khabib Nurmagomedov, and I think that fight would actually be a pretty good fight. I think those two stylistically would match up very well. That would be a pretty entertaining fight to watch, in my opinion. I would love to see that fight. If that, obviously, I don't think it's ever going to materialize, but in a dream matchup, I think that fight would be excellent. A pretty solid fight for sure. So yeah, because those guys are both exciting fighters, and Demetrius Johnson pretty much owned the flyweight division when he was in the UFC. Probably arguably one of the best pound for pound fighters in the flyweight division, or just in fighting at the time. So that'd be. Honestly, that would be a pretty exciting matchup, especially, again, stylistically. That'd be a pretty solid matchup for sure. Matchmaking news, again, MMA with UFC. We got June 6th, which is another planned fight card for the UFC. Looks like you're going to get Cody Garbrandt and Rafael Assunção. It's Cody Garbrandt's pretty much first fight in like 2 years, I think, 2-3 years or so. A lot of injuries he had. Faced off, or maybe it was like a year, maybe 2 years. But yeah, he's coming off a 3-fight losing streak. He lost twice to TJ Dillashaw, both via knockout. And then I know he had one more fight after that fight, which he also lost via knockout. So this is definitely going to be a comeback fight for Garbrandt. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he retains his glory, comes back out on top, and makes a push for the bantamweight championship belt. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an interesting fight. Both men are stylistically amazing strikers. Rafael obviously would have a better jiu-jitsu game, but for the most part, striking I feel like is something that is going to keep. I feel like that's going to be where the fight's going to be, is in the stand-up game. But we'll see if Cody Garbrandt has learned from his past mistakes. So that's going to be an exciting fight for sure. Hopefully it actually materializes and everything goes down for June 6th. I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't, but we'll see what happens. We also have, in other news to MMA, Submission Underground, hosted by yours truly, Chael Sonnen. Okay, we had the only known fighter that I could say. Well, there's a lot of known guys, but Austin Vanderford. He is the husband to Paige Van Zandt, who's a UFC fighter. Austin Vanderford fights out of the Bellator promotion, and it was the Submission Underground, basically for jiu-jitsu. solid matchup. I remember watching on the UFC Fight Pass. It was really good. Vanderford was actually at odds at a 3-1. So him pulling out the submission victory, it was very impressive to say the least in regards to his win in overtime, which was awesome, especially because he was going up against the boogeyman, Mr. Martinez, and he is a beast. He's a legitimate jiu-jitsu practitioner. So it was definitely something that was very, very, very impressive for Vanderford to win. So shout out to you, Austin. Congratulations on your BJJ victory, bud. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. What else we got? A couple things too. We had Cowboy. Cowboy kind of came out talking about his previous fight with Conor McGregor. His demeanor about it was kind of shocking, actually, to say the least. He came out basically saying that he basically just wasn't. He didn't really care, to say the least. Not that he was coming out with excuses, but he just wasn't in it. According to him, he actually had an interview that he did. So it's definitely surprising, especially for him and like the kind of caliber fighter that he is, to come out and say that. But also, I mean, props, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's just like sometimes you're just not about it, you know? And I guess a couple days before the fight, he kind of just realized that, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So he just pretty much wasn't about it. So therefore, he kind of just, I guess, his mentality, it wasn't all there when he went into the fight Conor McGregor. And obviously, when you go up against a guy like Conor McGregor and you're not all there, obviously you kind of saw what happened back in January when he lost by knockout. So he kind of feel bad for the guy. Obviously, he came out. He was saying how this is what he was saying.
He came at me and ran with that big shot, and I shot in. Man, his fucking hip. I hit his hip bone. Like, that's what started the whole. And then I grabbed a hold of him just to, like, get my bearings back, and he, like, did the jumping shoulder slam, which just compounded the fucking fog in my brain. And then I left go, and he head kicked me. So it was just, like, you know what I mean? There was no time to, like, regroup. So it was from the first second of the fight to when he ended it that I couldn't even get my bearings back. So it was, like, a lot of...
So, yeah, that's via ESPN MMA, Brett Okamoto in the interview with Cowboy. All rights reserved to the ESPN MMA on that. But, yeah, so you kind of could see like what he was talking about, where he was coming from. So, obviously, just him not being prepared and how Conor McGregor kind of just jumped off on him and things like that kind of made him just, again, mentality thing, But again, he went on to say that you couldn't pay him enough money in the world to throw a fight, which, again, he didn't throw the fight. He just, if you're just, as a fighter and from experience, if you're just not mentally prepared for a fight, it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like you're out of it, and that's it, You show up on fight night either out of it or ready to go for war, So it's an unfortunate situation for Cowboy, but again, I mean, he's a legend in the sport. Can't really take away anything from him. You kind of wonder if maybe it's almost time just to retire, kind of just be a family, continue being a family guy. But I mean, it's Cowboy, so knowing Cowboy, he'll keep fighting if he has to. So, which is, again, I just hope that obviously for future fights that he's not like that and that he is ready to fight. Otherwise, if you're gonna kind of keep that kind of same mentality, then maybe it's time to hang up the gloves, essentially, avoid any kind of crazy further craziness. So speaking of which, he is fighting on the fight card this weekend, UFC 249. He is going up against Anthony Pettis for a second time. So that'd be a good fight to look out for and to watch. So, yeah, for sure, guys, if you're checking that out, want to check out Cowboy back in action. I mean, only since January. So we're in May now, so it's only been a few months, So we'll see how he comes out, see how everything works out for him. But, again, like I said, if you're not about it, maybe, like I said, you're a legend in the sport. You've accomplished it all. if you got to hang up the gloves, hang up the gloves. Nothing wrong with that, But we'll see how it goes for him. All right, we'll see how it goes. What else we got? We have also, let's see here. Another booking for a fight coming up possibly May 23rd. We got, rumor has it Tyron Woodley's going to fight Gilbert Burns in the welterweight division. It seems like that Tyron Woodley's leaning towards a fight with Gilbert. That will actually be an exciting fight to watch. Those guys are monsters. So stylistically, I think that'd be a beautiful fight. I think Woodley has Woodley hasn't fought since he lost his championship belt to Kamaru Usman a couple years back. So I mean, he's been kind of out of the cage for a while, out of the octagon for a while. I know he was supposed to fight a couple back in April, I believe, in London. I think it was against Leon Edwards, but the fight obviously didn't materialize because of COVID. So him getting a fight with Gilbert Burns is for May 23rd, potentially. That's gonna be an exciting welterweight bout for sure, 110%. That's gonna be an exciting bout. Can't wait to see that. And I think UFC also has a couple more events they're trying to hold in Florida. I know they're doing the May 9th event, apparently the 13th and 16th, and I know they have a June 6th one that they're coming about, and then obviously May 23rd. So they got a lot going on here. We'll see what happens in terms of what materializes and what doesn't, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot of fights that you put in within a 13-day span. 10-day, 15-day span, 20-day span, whatever it is. So, which is exciting. Again, as a fight fan, it's exciting. You got fights back. I mean, it's pretty much, besides pro wrestling, it's pretty much the only sport that we got going on right now. So, I mean, unless I think NASCAR and golf are coming back too in certain states. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys really care for that kind of shit, but at least we're getting sports back. So it's good. It's definitely good to. Definitely feels good to have the sports back. So we'll see how everything works out with that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting stuff. It really is. So we'll see how everything plays out with the fight dates. Obviously we'll see how things go on Saturday night with the UFC 249, and I'm sure that's pretty much going to kick off everything else. So if that's successful, then everything is pretty much going to fall into place as a domino effect after that, which is exciting. So, like I said, we got fights. That's all we want. That's all we need. What else we got? Moving on to, so we got Robert Whittaker. So, for those of you who don't know Robert Whittaker, he's a former middleweight champion in the UFC. He's a very talented fighter. So, kind of addressing like what we addressed with Cowboy. So he's kind of bailed out of a couple fights recently. A lot of rumors here and there about why he bailed out. One rumors was, I guess, to do a bone marrow transplant or something like that for his daughter, which I guess turned out to be a false rumor. But the real reason he came out again, talking to the famous Ariel Helwani, in regards to him actually being burnt out. So again, just like kind of like Cowboy, mentally he's just not there. He just needs kind of like a break, which honestly, me knowing Robert Whittaker, and again for you guys, look him up on YouTube, search him out. He's an excellent fighter, champion. He's overcome a lot of injuries and has battled back, and he's an awesome fighter. And honestly, he's earned it in my opinion. I think that he like I said, he's an excellent champ. He's an excellent fighter. He's fought for years consecutively. He's put his body on the line. So ideally, I mean, I can see why again, just from experience, I can see why that he'd be burnt out. Good for him. I mean, listen, coming out and saying that as a fighter, it's tough, you kind of don't want to be weak about it, but at the same time, I mean, good for you. Like you earned it. You deserve to take a break. You've been there, done that. take however long you need, be with your family, do what you got to do, especially now in these times, So good for Robert Whittaker coming out and saying that. Definitely an inspiration for sure. But like I said, I mean, he's such a great fighter and he's accomplished so much that if he's feeling burnt out, I mean, it's a lot of obligations, man. You got training 5-7 days a week, multiple times during the day. Then you got media obligations. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, and honestly, it really can burn you out. Especially after doing it for so long. It's just one of those things where it's just constantly. When do you kind of start falling out of love with the sport? Out of the fight game. You know what I mean? So, because you're doing it so much, so it's like, especially again, if you're doing it for consecutive years in a row, it's kind of like, all right, how much more do I got to put into this? How much more destruction I got to bring upon my body? So I'm happy like I said, I'm happy for Whittaker. He deserves a break. Very, very. It was a very positive thing for him to come out and say that he was feeling burnt out for sure. So hopefully he takes his break and everything works out for him, and he doesn't have to worry about any kind of issues or anything like that. Stays healthy, stays in just basically hangs out with his family, and we'll see how just everything works out with that. So, but like I said, Robert Whittaker, he's as tough as they get. He's a class act. So he definitely deserves it. So enjoy it, man. Enjoy your time off for sure. What else we got? We have Dana White a few days ago came out. So this is what by the way, props to Dana White here, 100% on getting this whole UFC 249 event going. He's done such an incredible job with all this, and kudos to him. Literally got to bow down to the guy because he's worked so hard to get us fights, and honestly, you have to praise the guy 110%. So with that all being said, kind of confusing about Masvidal here. So he came out the other day and spoke about Masvidal saying, and I quote, "We have something else interesting for Masvidal to do that we were just talking about yesterday." So this was, again, like a few days ago. So my thing with that is he's lined up for a title fight against Kamaru Usman, right? Like, that is a fight that needs to happen, that should happen, that has to happen. I couldn't imagine, unless it's like a McGregor fight, I couldn't imagine him fighting anyone else other than Kamaru Usman for the welterweight championship title belt. I just think that he's earned it. He's 100% has earned it. He's a big name now. Everyone loves him. He's a money guy now. He broke out, and now it's time to give him his title shot. So he's the BMF champ. Defeating Nate Diaz, doctor stoppage, whatever. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, dude, we're bringing back fights now. We got UFC 249. Let's go. Let's get something going. Let's get this Kamaru Usman Masvidal fight going for like July, August. All right, August latest. We need this fight to happen now. Now, with that being said, Dana White saying that we have something interesting for him. Now, if it's not, let's just say it's not the Kamaru Usman fight, which again, to me, that's kind of like a head scratcher because, again, like I said before, that's a fight that needs to happen. It should happen. It has to happen, because Masvidal's on a roll. Kamaru Usman, it just came off a title defense back in December against Kobe Covington. It's just one of those things where that this fight has to happen. It needs to happen. So it's interesting how he's coming out saying that he has something else interesting for him. Now, again, if that fight is a fight against like McGregor, everyone could definitely be behind a Masvidal McGregor fight, 120 fucking %. Outside of the Kamaru Usman fight, that fight would be hands down the most exciting fight to see. Now, on top of that, you do a Masvidal McGregor fight on Fight Island. You're talking about pay-per-view buys through the freaking roof, man. Through the roof. That's going to be a huge fight. That is going to be a huge fight. Masvidal McGregor Fight Island will be a huge fight. Now, will that materialize? Again, I don't know. But what is Dana White saying here? All right. For those of you, if you want to check out the full interview with Dana White, go to ESPN MMA and check it out. Again, via Brett Okamoto. So it's just one of those fights, man, that I think the Kamaru Usman fight should happen. I think that's a fight that needs to happen and it has to happen. Now, if you're going to get crazy here and talk about Fight Island, and you're talking about Masvidal McGregor because you're talking about ching, 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 money, 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 then I mean, yeah, fuck it. I mean, screw it. Do it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say no to that fight at all. You know, no way I'm saying no to that fight. But you're kind of hindering on Masvidal's chances because if he loses and Conor wins, then you're basically putting Conor up in line to fight Kamaru Usman for the championship belt. So, and then it's like, all right, well, what about freaking Jorge Masvidal and everything he's done so up until this point? So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So, ideally, have Usman and Masvidal fight, and then the winner of that fight maybe goes up against Conor McGregor, whatever the case may be with that. I don't know. I mean, I think McGregor needs to fight at least one more time against someone that's top ranked in the welterweight division. But yeah, so we'll see what Dana White is talking about with that. Ideally, like I said, I think Masvidal Usman is the fight to make. If and again, I don't know if he's leading towards a Masvidal McGregor fight, but if that's what Dana White's talking about, then shit, let's do it. Fight Island, Masvidal McGregor. That's ching ching all day. That's money all day, and that's a lot of money, and everyone's gonna watch that fight, 100%. Just because you got two big name guys in there, two badass motherfuckers in there, that'll be a fight to watch. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, see what happens. What else we got? Because that's gonna be an exciting fight. That would be an exciting fight outside the Masvidal Usman fight. Masvidal McGregor would be amazing. So, like I mentioned also before, moving on, we got fight week. We have a lot of fights on the card. It's a stacked card. It's probably one of the most stacked fight cards you'll ever see. Maybe outside of the Fight Island fight card, because I would imagine that fight card also being stacked because an event like Fight Island, you kind of want it to be stacked. But this card, UFC 249, absolutely stacked. I know. I think about a week or two ago, I did a podcast on predictions. I would say my predictions pretty much run the same for those fights. So look back at the predictions card. So yeah, I'm kind of excited with everything going on here with the whole fight card. I like to see what's going on. I know we got, so again, you got your main card. The main card, you got your main event. It's gonna be Ferguson Gaethje. Then the corner of the main event, it's gonna be Henry Cejudo, Dominic Cruz. Then you got Francis Ngannou and Rosenstruck. That's gonna be a fucking beast fight. And then you got Cowboy and Pettis, and then you got a whole bunch of other fights. You got Greg Hardy versus DeCastro. You got Stevens versus my man Qatar, which is really like cat or butt, whatever. Then you got Kari and Hall. You got Warrison and Esperanza. And then you got Luque and Price. So you got a lot of good fights here coming up. All right, it's like I said, it's a stacked fight card. It's really exciting fights. It's gonna be I can tell you right now, right off the bat, the Stevens fight is gonna be a complete bloodbath. The Ngannou Rosenstruck fight, that's gonna be a fight where one man connects. That's it. It's game over. That's gonna be a sick heavyweight title bout, or not title bout. Sorry, heavyweight matchup. And then you got Cowboy Pettis too. That's going to be a great fight as well. Hopefully, Cowboy, if he's in the right state of mind, I think he definitely has a chance to beat out on Anthony Pettis. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Cejudo, Dominic Cruz. This is a fight that kind of pretty much materialized after the original UFC 249 event was supposed to happen back in April. These two kind of went through a war of words on Twitter, and sure enough, it kind of got the Main Street hype that they were looking for, and now they're co-main eventing on this fight card. Cejudo Cruz is going to be a great fight as well. That's going to be an exciting fight. Cruz definitely looking to bounce back because this is going to be his first fight in a while since UFC 202, I believe, when he lost the title bout to Cody Garbrandt. So that's going to be an exciting fight. I think that fight is going to be. I think Cruz is going to win that fight for sure. But that's going to be an exciting fight as a co-main for the. I think it's for the bantamweight championship. So. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. But like I said, man, it's gonna be a freaking bloodbath. Like I said, the Stevens bout. I could almost guarantee that's gonna be the steal of the show. And then you got Ferguson Gaethje, the main event. Ferguson Gaethje, that fight's gonna be a bloodbath in itself. You got Gaethje, who's a brawler. You got Ferguson, who's stylistically an excellent striker, excellent jiu-jitsu practitioner. It's gonna be a great fight. Honestly, if Gaethje lasts past the third round, it's going to be Ferguson's fight all the way through. Gaethje has to do something in the first 2 rounds, but if it does go to the third round, it's going to be Ferguson's round. So I would say Gaethje gets 2 rounds to try to do some damage. Besides that, it's going to be off Ferguson. But you guys need to know that this card, a couple of these fights are going to be absolute bloodbaths. It's going to be, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an exciting night of fights, guys. I'm telling you, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Saturday, May 9th, UFC 249, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Check it the fuck out. All right? I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. These fights are going to be absolutely insane. Insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Watch it. UFC 249. Watch the fights. All right? Watch the fights. So that pretty much wraps it up as far as I could see with the MMA world. Boxing world, a couple things I want to touch up on. One thing I want to touch up on is a video that has been taking the world by storm, especially in the fight world. Mike the Iron Tyson. Mike Tyson, guys. Mike Tyson. Should I say his name again? Mike Tyson. He came out with a training video of him throwing a combo. And mind you guys, he's 53 years old. And it looks like he's back in his prime. That video was amazing. It was great to watch. It was super cool. God bless him. 53 years old. And my man can still move. And has power, speed and power. It's a beautiful thing. Now, the reason why I bring this up is rumor has it that he is looking to put on a charity boxing event. Okay, it looks like he's looking to actually do multiple charity boxing events. Now, with that being said, apparently there was also a rumor that he might just come out of retirement and actually actually have a fight outside of the charity game. I don't know if that's true or not. It's alleged. I don't think that's going to materialize into anything. I really think it's just going to be charity events. So we'll just stick with that. My opinion on that is I would have a problem with him getting back into it if it's outside a charity event. Him doing charity events for obviously charities and stuff like that, I think that's good. I mean, I think a lot of people kind of want to see Mike Tyson like knock out people, which is like kind of like one of those things where it's like, listen, watch YouTube videos of Mike Tyson back in his prime. It's him knocking out people, you know. Obviously for him, it's just more for him to just deal with just obviously put on a charity event and put on a show and kind of just, I guess, showcase that he still got it. But for the most part, it's like, listen, don't take it too serious. I mean, for him, it's just him putting on a show for charity, raising money for awareness and other things like that. So I don't think it's going to materialize into anything more than that. I hope Tyson doesn't do that, because obviously you're not going to put him up against guys like Anthony Joshua or like Tyson Fury. Those guys would just eat him alive, honestly. And I know a lot of people are going to fucking hate me for that, but I mean, again, look at the guys that Mike Tyson's fought in his prime, and you'll understand what I'm saying. So, if you're a true combat fan and actually know what you're watching or talking about, you'll know what I'm saying. Anyways, so I like the idea of him coming back for a charity event. That's good. That's a good fun. Have at it, Tyson. Do your thing. I would watch, see that. I mean, again, I don't need you to watch knocking people out at 53 years old. I can watch you knocking out people at 21, 22 years old. You know what I mean? So on YouTube. So you know what I mean? So for me, it's cool. But then the other half of me is like, dude, just stay retired and just chill. But I mean, you're doing it for charity, so you really can't hate on that. So it's exciting. It's exciting. The training video was exciting, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to see what happens. God bless Tyson. Hopefully it works out for him, and we'll see where it goes. Speaking of training, we got shifting gears now. We got Floyd Mayweather. And speaking of Tyson, we got Tyson quoting Floyd Mayweather about potentially him training fighters. This is what Mike Tyson had to say. Quote, I give Floyd a good chance of becoming a great trainer because Floyd's a gym rat. That's all he does. You see him in the club for 1 week, but he's in the gym every day for 25 years. He does it in his sleep. This is what he does, end quote. So I think I completely agree with Tyson here. I think that Floyd Mayweather does potentially have the assets needed to be a solid trainer. Now, a lot of fighters don't materialize into becoming trainers after their fight career, whether because it's kind of just like different knowledge, really. It's two different ball games, even though it might not seem like it, but it is two different ball games from training, head coaching to being a fighter. There's a lot of different things that you got to obviously worry about, and proponents and stuff like that, and techniques and other things. But I think that Floyd Mayweather, for what it's worth, I feel like he could potentially be a solid trainer. I know he's been training his son at the TMT gym, so I think it's something that Floyd could definitely excel at. I believe him as being an excellent trainer. I think, and you can see that you can go on Instagram and check out ESPN Ringside, or check out, I'm sure he probably posts on his personal page, but you can see him training his boy. So, I mean, like I said, I think he's got good potential to become a great trainer. We'll see what happens if he intends to do that. Otherwise, keep doing your thing, Floyd. But yeah, I mean, I think he could become a really solid trainer. I think he definitely has what it takes to be, especially from a defensive fighter's perspective. He's probably one of the best in the game as being a defensive fighter with counter strikes too. So I think he definitely has a solid potential to become a great trainer. It's just to see whether or not he puts obviously the commitment there. Which obviously, again, I agree with Tyson. I think he eats, sleeps, and breathes boxing. So I'm pretty sure, besides like his personal stuff out doing what he does, other than that, I think he'd be a solid trainer for sure. There was another thing too about Floyd helping out others. There was a quote here. I guess there was something about him saying something about helping people during this pandemic. So this is what he said. Quote. He said, quote, where is it? I don't have to show the world what I'm doing. I can do something behind closed doors. It's not about money. The money I'll be giving up will be to feed the people and help the people who don't have a lot because of this situation. I'll continue to give back, and I will never talk about it. That's strong. That's very strong. That is someone who's obviously not looking for any kind of publicity on such a good cause. Him doing what he's doing on behind closed doors, I think that's excellent. Keep doing your thing, Floyd. God bless. That's awesome. You don't. I agree. You don't need to have that kind of thing publicized with him. I'm sure he obviously doesn't expect it. He doesn't need it. It's just kind of just do it. He's basically just doing his part as a human. He's helping the people that need help, and he is Money Mayweather, and he has a lot of money. So it's one of those things where it's God bless that you're giving back and doing your thing. That's awesome. That's pretty much as far as that's got to go there. So congrats to you, Floyd Mayweather. Moving on to so there's a boxer, a young, I'm not gonna say young, but he's definitely a prospect for sure. A solid fighter. He was involved in an accident, I think, back in October 2019. His name is Errol Spence Jr. EJ is what they call him. He was involved in a serious accident. He, to this day, is thankful that he actually didn't pass in that accident. That's how horrific it was. I think he's going to come back the same fighter, a great fighter. I think the accident was more of a reality check. So hopefully he kind of just goes back to the drawing boards and focuses on being the role model that he should have been. And to basically realize oh shit, I shouldn't be messing around. I gotta keep my shit together. So go back to training, concentrate on training, do positive things. Get back on the grind, which he has been. I know. I see. So here, he can't. So the last article that we were talking about with EJ, that he can't spar yet because he got his two teeth knocked out in the car accident. So they had to put 3 posts in his mouth, and he's waiting for that to heal. And then once they heal, then he gets his permanent teeth, and then he'll be able to spar and go. But he's kind of back on the grind right now, so good, which is good for him. God bless. I'm happy for his speedy recovery. The situation could have been a lot worse, so thankfully everything worked out for him to his advantage. So God bless. Hopefully he gets back in the ring, gets back into fighting real soon, and then and just continues to do his thing because he's a solid fighter. So God bless, and thank God that you're okay with that from that. So, and then another thing too, we got for those Andy Ruiz. He's joining up with Team Canelo's trainer. Also, which is excellent. That's going to Canelo's trainer's Ed Reynoso. He confirmed on the other day that Andy Ruiz is going to be training with him for his next fight. I think that's an excellent pickup. I think that's great. I think Andy Ruiz is going to be. I think he's going to benefit from this move. I think he's going to come out real strong in his next fight. You look at who they got right now. You got obviously Canelo, and then you got Kenny Garcia. So it's going to be. It's a solid move by Andy Ruiz. I approve, obviously, but not that my opinion matters. But I think it's a great move. I'm happy for Andy Ruiz. Awesome move. Train hard with Canelo's team, and then do your thing, because you'll see a big difference come his next fight for sure. You'll definitely see what's gonna happen with Andy Ruiz in his next fight. Like I said, the Canelo team is just a solid team. They're very well known in boxing. It's just they got champions on champions on that team. So it's gonna be a great fit, and I'm super excited to see what happens next with Andy Ruiz. That's gonna be awesome. And then lastly, we got another broad news as of yesterday, at least according to ESPN Ringside. Evander Holyfield is looking to come out of retirement to fight in an exhibition match. Quote, he said, "The moment you've all been waiting for, the champ is back. I'd like to announce I will be making a comeback to the ring." Now, in the capacity of what he's doing, I think it's exhibition matches for charity as well, kind of like Tyson. So that's awesome. Are you going to see a Tyson Holyfield rematch? Sure. Maybe. At least in terms of an exhibition match, definitely possible. So we'll see what happens with that. It's just funny, man. It's funny to see these guys saying that they're going to come out and do the charity fights, which is, I mean, listen, for a good cause, awesome. I'm all about it. Do your thing. Do what you got to do. It's just funny to see how this is going to materialize for sure. I'm excited for these guys, so hopefully it works out for them. Hopefully they train hard, do their thing, do what they got to do. But like I said, it's going to be it's funny stuff, man. It really is funny stuff. But more power to you guys. Honestly, more power to you guys. Evander Holyfield's one of the best in boxing, so it's. I mean, you can't be mad about it, really. You know, you could definitely sit here and say, yeah, just fucking stay retired and just chill out and just keep doing what you're doing. But I don't know. Sometimes you kind of get the itch back, you know. But like I said, it's an exhibition game. It's for charity, so I mean, again, if you're a Holyfield fan, you're like, oh, I want to see Holyfield knock someone out, but I don't think he's gonna knock someone out now. I mean, just go on YouTube, search his fights, and look back in the past for his fights where he knocked out people, you know? So it's like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, kind of got to let it go, you know? Let these guys do what they want to do, you know? Again, I'm not saying, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing to it. I just think that I'm neutral about it. I just think that if they're doing it for charity, for a good cause, more power to you. Why not? Why not? Who cares? It's charity. It's an exhibition match. You know what I mean? So what? They're in the 50s. Who cares? It's more power to them, you know? More power to them. So, what else we got? We have a couple outside things from combat sports. So this is dating back to April 29th-ish, or at least around that time frame. Apparently, the Pentagon officially released UFO videos. And in terms of mainstream news and media, I think this literally got zero attention. And obviously it got overshadowed by COVID. But I'm pretty sure the government just openly stated they had UFO videos. And the world was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Are we not going to talk about the fact that the government openly admitted to the fact that they have officially released UFO videos? You know what I mean? I think it's hilarious that no one jumped on that bandwagon. It's kind of like, if you're talking about, if this was like last year, 2019, 2018, I think this is making breaking news. 2020, nope. COVID be like, nope. Screw that shit. We don't give a rat's ass about UFOs. I swear to God, aliens could literally land on Earth right now and be walking around like Times Square and no one would care because it'd just still be COVID. Honestly. It's basically what this is saying. That's insane. I think it's pretty funny. It's comical. Kind of really goes to show the influence that the media has. If they don't want to talk about a certain thing, then it's like the world like really doesn't care to know. It's like only if the media makes a big deal about something is when the world wants to talk about it. So I mean, wake the fuck up, everyone. This is the media here. You know what I mean? This is how much control they have over us. So, and I'm talking about in every single aspect of any kind of news, whether it be police-involved shootings, something like this, something like COVID, something with Trump, anything, literally anything. The media has influence over you guys. Makes you want to really educate yourselves and think twice about what the fuck you're actually listening to. But yeah, so Pentagon officially releases UFO videos. So there's that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think that's, you're talking about UFOs and no one cares, but whatever. Again, social media and media influence. What else we got here? We have, okay, so going back to sports, kind of shifting gears again, going back to sports, baseball specifically, there was a proposal that they will do a like kind of like a combined division. So basically, you'll have AL East and the NL East division as purely one division. Then you have like the AL West, NL West as one, and then AL Central and NL Central as one. So basically, just three divisions with all the American National League teams combined. I don't mind that idea. I think it's a pretty solid idea. It's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, I just want baseball back. So give me whatever the hell you got it. Give me. Like, I don't care. Just let's make it happen because I'm missing out on baseball. So please give me baseball. Just do something. So, but the three division league would be pretty, I mean, at least in terms of like catching up and everything like that, and less traveling and all those kind of things. It makes sense, but we'll see what happens. I mean, that was a proposal. I like the idea. Probably a lot of people probably like the idea. A lot of people probably don't like the idea, but whatever's the quickest way to get us baseball, let's make it happen, please. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's about it. Nothing else to report, at least as far as I know right now. But all right, everyone. Thank you for listening. It is, again, Thursday, May 7th. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Hope everyone has a great weekend. If you guys are looking forward to doing something this weekend, Saturday night, you watch the UFC fights, UFC 249. Like I said before, like throughout this whole entire podcast, you will not be disappointed. UFC 249 this Saturday night. It'll be worth it. 115, 20, 50, 30, all the numbers, percent. Just do it. Watch the fights. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be wars. They're going to be bloodbaths. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great fight card. Check it out. I know you guys are dying for freaking sports. Watch UFC 249. All right? Watch it. Love it. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for listening. Follow us on YouTube, Fisticuffs Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Fisticuffs Podcast. On YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. That'd be totally awesome, guys. I would definitely 100% appreciate your support. Follow us on Instagram, same thing. I'll definitely appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much for listening. Take care, stay healthy, be good. All right, bye, guys.